Good run?
The usual, you know.
You back for the day now?
No, I've got to pick a load up and run car at 2.
Oh, where are you taking that to?
Warrington. Who are you writing to?
Oh, Jeff. Tell him about my good news.
What news is that?
About me going to college.
He'll be made up for you.
Will you be back for your tea?
I got a pie or something on the road.
Well, I could cook something for you. I'll be cooking anyway.
I've been talking to Sam and Katie about this teacher training business.
Oh, right. You can talk to them about it, but not to me.
Do you reckon we should talk about it?
And what do you think?
I don't know what to think anymore.
Well, just try putting it into words.
Chris, you know what I'm like?
Come on, I'm not going to give you marks out of 10 for eloquence.
There you go for a start. That's a word I'd never use, is it?
Eloquence.
Starting to sound like a teacher already.
Frank, you know what eloquence means.
Yeah, but it's not a word I'd use, is it?
That doesn't mean to say I can't use it when I'm talking to you. I mean, if I didn't use big words when I talk to you, that would be a patronising way to carry on now, wouldn't it?
There you go again. There's another one, patronising. That's a word I wouldn't use.
Frank, if that was a question on Blockbusters and some snotty grammar school kids that can have a pee-bob, you'd answer it quickly enough.
So, when does all this teacher training business start then?
Next September.
What's wrong with it now? It's only October.
Well, even though I'm going as a mature student, their intake times are still geared up to teenagers who finish their A-levels and they're starting college in the autumn.
Gonna feel a bit old, aren't you, surrounded by all these teenagers?
No. I don't see why I should.
So the education system's crying out for middle-aged women, is it?
Was mentioned at the interview, yes. They're quite keen to balance out young people straight from school with older people. With people who've got children of their own. People who can bring the benefit of their experience to bear, yes.
So why do you have to go to college to learn how to teach?
Well...
You can do it or you can't, I'd have thought.
Well, number one, you have to extend your knowledge of your own subject, and apart from that, half the course is education. There's the history of education, the sociology, the psychology of education, and then there's philosophy.
I suppose you don't find time to teach you how you're supposed to make a class of 16-year-olds shut up in the middle of a riot, do they?
Frank, if you've got any sensible, intelligent questions you want to ask me about this course, I'll only be too happy to answer them.
All right. There's a sensible question. Did he teach you how you're supposed to find time to run a family and home while you're learning all these ologies?
I wouldn't be the first woman if Fancy has to cope with that situation.
Fair enough. So when you spent every minute of the day learning how to train people and teach people and run your family and look after your kids, when did he say you should find time to run a relationship with your husband?
Well, I think it's generally accepted that partners need to be supportive.
I've been supporting this family for 18 years. How supportive did he want me to be?
I meant supporting me when I'm doing the course, not supporting me financially.
There's another word I'm not using properly. Do you want me to go and stand at the back of the class?
Oh, hello. Could you just hold this ladder for me for a minute?
Yeah, sure. Frank, I'm not asking you to jump for joy because I've achieved something I thought I never could. I'm not asking you to put a sign up saying, "Well done, Chris." I've never expected that. I've never asked you to say, "Well done, Chris. Sammy's reached her first birthday. Well done for keeping her happy, healthy and alive. Well done for teaching her to knock a tower of bricks over." I just wanted you to be pleased for me because for 18 years we've been such a part of each other. All I wanted was to get the feeling that you might be a little bit proud of me.
I've got a load I need picking up. I better go.
Nice day for it, Frank.
What would you know about it?
You're late. And if you're late again, you're sacked.
I know, my bus never came.
I've been sat here like an unemployed window cleaner touting for work.
I've got some meat and potato pies.
Oh, sound, I'm starving.
For Leo and Gemma's tea.
Oh, all right, man.
Oh, come on, we're supposed to be helping Mick out that line about making the place look untidy. He's got enough problems at the moment without having to do the hoovering.
Come on, we're going to polish this place from top to bottom.
Ooh, Bagsy polishing the bottoms.
You've got about as much chance of walking on the moon as you have of polishing my bottom. Oh. Now, come on, I want this place sparkling by the time Mick gets home. You can start by polishing the inside of all the windows.
Oh, now, have you seen the state of me chamois?
I had a pair of knickers like that once.
Yeah, but you didn't used to clean the windows with them, though, did you?
Not while I was wearing them.
Hey, what have you got for our tea, anyway?
Steak and kidney.
Oh, yes, get in there. I bags the crusty one.
Another thing we owe Barry for.
You know what having this on the back of the house means, don't you? Sinbad's going to be moaning at us for us to double his money.
Look, I've got to go, Terry. I'll see you later.
You going into work?
It's where I normally go every day, isn't it?
Have you asked for that move away from Graham yet?
Not yet, no.
Why not?
Well, it's not that easy to see the senior partners. They're very busy people. Look, I've got to go.
See ya.
Terry, I'm working late tonight.
By yourself?
Probably not.
As you know who's going to be there?
I haven't got a clue.
Well, I hope not.
Well, it shouldn't make any difference to me, even if he is. If he works late, he works late. It's a fact of life. He works in the same office as me. I've got to accept it.
It's what kind of facts of life he's interested in that worries me.
Oh, that's very trusting.
Who of?
Of me.
Why feeling guilty?
What of?
I wouldn't know, would I? I'm stuck in my little cab all day. I don't know about office flirtations.
Who's been flirting?
I don't know.
Terry, there's a guy who works for the same firm as me. He fancies me, that's all.
And you don't fancy him?
Of course I don't.
Even if it's good for your career?
Working hard and keeping myself to myself is good for my career.
And he fancies you just like that?
Terry, I work in a solicitor's office, not a brothel. You can't keep throwing Martin back in my face.
Well, he was high up, wasn't he? He was good for your career.
We've said all there is to say about all that.
So you say, but how do I know Martin wasn't the first in the line of fellas he'd end up going off with?
I'm not going off with anyone, Terry. We've said all there is to say about that.
How do I know that?
Terry, forget Martin. Forget the idea of me going off with any fancy man, because I'm not. It's all in your imagination. This is the real world, Terry. And whether we like it or not, I live in it. You can't keep me chained up at home. The guy fancies me. Now, you can either go round there and break his legs for him, or you trust me, and you leave it up to me. He fancies me, okay? I can handle that like any other woman in the same situation. Every time he looks at me or tries anything, I just stonewall him. You'll get the message soon. I mean, that's what happens in the real world, Terry.
Suppose so. But maybe breaking his legs would give me more satisfaction.
I'm going off to work now. You needn't worry about me. I'm not going to come back covered in love bites or anything.
Well, this has got to be the most interesting job in the world, hasn't it?
Well, it's got to be done.
Oh, you want big shops do all this on computers now?
Look, we're not a big shop, are we?
Aye, where's my dad anyway? Thought he was supposed to be helping us today.
Hey, you can't have a go at your dad not pulling his weight. He's exhausted. He's been down here some nights till midnight, make sure everything's ready for the grand opening.
Yeah, so where is he now?
He's chasing his tail, trying to get the best deals he can from the wholesalers we'll be using. Getting the right deals can make all the difference to our profits, you know. You've got a lot to learn about running a shop.
God, I'm really looking forward to it.
Wonder who the celebrity is he's getting to open the shop.
I don't know, he probably won't tell us till a day.
He told me his red rum yesterday.
He told me it was Cher.
Probably got some cheap comedian or someone from the club that he knows. Excuse me, girl. What are these doing in the bin?
Well, it's where they belong, isn't it?
And what are you going to wear in the meantime?
Well, I'll just have to get a new pair, won't I?
Well, thank you very much for telling me and not asking me.
Yeah, well, I can't go both in bare feet.
Well, you can still get a bit more wear out of these.
Oh, come off it, Mum. I feel how thin the soles are. I mean, I can feel the cracks in the pavements. Tell you what, after school, I could go down to town and get a new pair if you like.
Oh, yeah, just like that. Have you any idea how much it's costing us to get this shop ready for the opening? There's going to be all kinds of people sniffing around. We've got to get everything just right, and that's costing us the earth.
Oh, yeah, and I'm really going to show you up walking around in them, aren't I? I mean, I'd look dead smart in a new pair.
Well, can't you just wait a couple of weeks until we've got some money coming in?
Oh, all right, Mum. All my mates are laughing at me.
Well, you'll just have to put up with it.
Hey, I thought so. People always went on about looking after your feet when you're young. I mean, these can't be doing me any good.
All right. I'll have a look and see what I can see for you.
Well, how will you know which ones I want? You'd have to come to shopping with me to have a look.
Look, love, do you know how busy I am? If you were worth your salt as a daughter of mine, you'd be pitching in and helping me out more, not causing me all this aggravation when I could at least do with it.
Yeah, but how will you know?
Use your imagination. Go into town, get a brochure, or show me some picture from a magazine. I don't care. It's you that wants them.
Well, why don't you just give me the money?
Because I want to see what they are and how much they cost.
But I know how much they cost.
How much?
They're only $69.99.
60 what? That's a penny short of 70 quid.
Yeah, and that's how much things cost these days.
For a pair of trainers.
Well, that's quite cheap, actually, because some of them cost over 100 quid.
And not in this house, they don't.
Here he is. Hey. All right, mate. What's your race home to your house?
You stand no chance.
Oh, go away. I'll give you the 10-mile start.
We've all been given letters to give to our mums.
Yeah, well, I think we'll give it to your dad instead, eh? It'll be home in time to say goodnight, all right?
You ready? Marks. Set. Go!
That's lovely. Take it to your mum. Bye. Come on, kids. Come on, children. Bye. Come on, gorgeous. Let's chase the boys, oh, mate. Come on. Got there?
Chauffeur's arrived.
Hey, I'm way off finishing.
How long are you going to be?
At least half an hour, maybe a bit longer.
All right, well, I'll go and fill up with petrol or something, then. How's the Conservatory getting on, Sue?
Fine, thanks.
We'll have to have a glass house warming party or something, won't we? Right, I'll see you in half an hour.
It's not a bad little house, really, is it?
I know, can't believe it's going to be ours.
No, well, the mortgage company like, innit?
Oh, no, but that's not as romantic, that, is it? Do you think we'll be able to afford the conservatory one day?
If we save up. What's up?
I wasn't going to say anything.
What?
It's just Sue and Terry. I overheard them having this terrible row at lunchtime. It really scared me.
Why?
I don't know. It was just the way he was shouting at her. I was frightened for her. Will you promise me something?
Of course I will.
I promise you'll never shout at me like that.
No.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I've not time to make anything for two. Will a sandwich do?
That's all right, and I'm not hungry.
You look as though you've got the weight of the world on your shoulders there.
I got broad shoulders.
We used to talk about our problems at one time. We used to share them.
I was thinking about this morning, about what you were saying, and it's been going around in my head all day. And I'm coming around to thinking, if you want to go and try and be a teacher, well, good luck to you. But then I was worried, after walking out on you, I thought if I say it now, you won't believe me. You just think I was saying to keep the peace.
I believe you.
I was going to say it anyway. Honest. I think you make a good teacher.
Why?
Because you believe in yourself. And given the chance, I think you make the kids believe in themselves. I hope it goes well for you.
Since you've been dead good and you've had all your tea, you get a big treat. Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? You get to be my cushions while I have a kip.
Just hide it up in there, you lot. Your dad will be back in a minute. We can play outside.
Oh, come on then. Outside, 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 outside. And don't let the granny witch get you. See you later. I don't know.
How can two kids that age and size be so exhausted? I hate washing up.
Do you want to know something?
You're going to tell me, aren't you?
I hate washing windows.
Oh, you're not getting allergic to your chamois, are you?
It's just staring at your reflection all day.
You never polish windows that hard.
Well, it's like you're just getting a good sweat on, and then there you are, staring back at yourself.
What's wrong with that?
It's like when you go browsing around all these posh modern shops. You got mirrors all over the place.
You should stick to the markets.
Why do they think that people want to stare at themselves in mirrors all day when they should be shopping?
What's wrong with looking at yourself in the mirror?
Depends if you like what you see, doesn't it?
Oh, you're not getting a complex, are you?
No, but I mean, don't you ever feel like that when you're standing in the mirror and looking at yourself and you're in your neck?
Oh, I try and avoid it.
Well, that's what I mean. So you're standing there and then you think, I wish that coach load of nudists to get out the way so I could look at myself. But it's you, isn't it?
Everyone wishes they were perfect. It's just human nature, I suppose.
It's like when you're looking at yourself after a bad night on the ale. I mean, I look like one of Frankenstein's rejects sometimes.
No, you don't.
No, but I mean, don't you ever feel like that, though?
Are you insinuating I'm fat and ugly?
Nah, I'm not really talking about you, am I? I'm talking about me. And let's face it, I'm not going to win any prizes for being tall, dark and handsome, am I?
Even Quasimodo found someone to love him.
What happened to him? You haven't, well, has anyone ever whispered those three little words to you?
Which ones?
Well, you know, the ones about, you know.
Oh, you mean like intrauterine device?
Oh, Emas. Ever thought of writing for Mills and Boone? No, I mean, has anyone ever told you that they love you?
Only me mum when I was little.
Oh, so you haven't got some big 9-foot linebacker tucked away somewhere then?
Not that I know of. Why?
Well, I was just thinking, I mean, here we are, you know, playing happy families.
So?
Well, I wouldn't like some big mean machine to come round and get the wrong idea.
What about you? How do I know someone isn't going to come round and scratch my eyes out? How do I know that you haven't got some gorgeous little Madonna tucked away somewhere?
Me? More chance of having a tin of pilchards tucked away somewhere.
You are a case.
Simba, can we bounce on your head again?
Well, only if you say please, you horrible little smurfs.
Please?
Go on, you persuaded me. Go and get the cushions ready.
Yes.
Am I a nice case or a nutcase?
You're just a head case.
There'll be a squashed head case by the time these two are finished with me. OK, then. Which one wants the first bounce?
Me! He said me.
You working late?
10 out of 10 for observation.
Not rushing off to the bosom of the family.
No.
Anything I can help with?
No, thank you.
I'd like to help.
No, thank you.
We could get it done quicker and then go for a drink.
Graham, I'd rather go for a drink with a slug than you. From my garden. A fat, black, slimy slug. The type, when you tread on them, all their disgusting insides come squirting out. I'd rather talk to a slug than talk to you. In fact, when it comes down to it, I'd rather kiss a slug than kiss you. In fact, now we're really being honest. If you come near to me once more, this time I'll walk through that door and talk to the senior partners about you. And we'll use some nice, cozy little terms, won't we? Like, sexual harassment. And when they've sacked you, I'll take you to court to keep you away from me. That'd look really good on your CV, wouldn't it? Now, why don't you just run off home?
So,
Go on, run along.
you can't just tell me to go.
Why not?
Because you mean more to me than anything else in the world.
Why don't you just go home and buy yourself a dirty magazine or something if you're that desperate?
Good night, Graham.
They're nice, aren't they?
Just look like trainers to me.
Yeah, but they make you look dead smart.
So does combing your hair, but a comb doesn't cost 70 quid.
Yeah, but wearing these shows that you care about the way you look. I mean, when we were young, you would always go on about wanting us to look dead smart.
Yeah, but £70 is a lot of money, Jackie.
But Mum could get a Saturday job. Then you could lend me the money now and I could pay you back.
Well, you won't have time for that. Your dad's expecting you to work in here, you know.
For free.
Well, not exactly. He'll pay you £5 and you can have some sweets or something.
Mum, that's slave labour, that.
No, it's not. It's called helping in the family business.
Yeah, but Mum, I don't want to work here. You know, I was going to get a job in town in a record shop or a clothes shop or something. I mean, I can earn over £20 a day in one of those. I mean, why can't my dad just get a shop assistant to work here for a £5?
Well, you'll never get anyone to work for that price.
Yeah, so why should I?
All right. I'll do a deal with you. When your dad comes back, you talk to him and tell him you do the first few Saturdays for free, and I'll see about getting some trainers. Is that a deal?
Done. You sounded just like my dad then.
Hey, this is between you and me only, all right?
Yeah, no problem.
Offer Sue a lift, will you?
Why?
I'll tell you later, just ask her.
Sue, do you want to lift home? We can drop you off somewhere.
No, I'm fine, thanks.
Well, I'll save you going home by yourself, that's all.
I prefer to go home by myself, thanks. See you.
Are you sure?
Why shouldn't I be?
What about, you know, Graham?
What about him? Bye.
Come on then, give us a kiss.
Oh, I'm not in the mood. I'm worried about Sue and this pervert over here.
But why, like?
Why, this Graham's been crawling all over her for the past few weeks. Anyway, she really tore him to pieces tonight, and he went off in a real temper. He's got a load of these at his desk. What do you think?
Well, why are you worried about these?
I don't know, just in case he's weird or something.
He's probably not weird. He's probably just in love, isn't he? Anyway, come on.
What happens if he starts following her home?
Look, everything will be all right, I promise.
I hope so, because he's trouble, you know. I'm sure of it.
Mother Love speaks words of wisdom to those guilty of misdeeds in Forgive or Forget after the break.
Danny doesn't want me to dress him. He wants his mother to do it. Look, I've got to go to work.
I'll sort it out, don't worry.
Well, you're going to be late yourself, aren't you?
I don't think I should go in.
2 days running.
Not the way I'm feeling.
I don't like leaving you when you're sick.
I'll be all right, just go.
I'm all right. Only on one condition, though. You make sure you look after yourself, all right?
I'll be fine. See you.
See ya.
don't forget you've got to go to the bank.
I won't.
Oh, and can you get something to put in the fruit salad for supper?
Oh, you know, I think I've gone and forgotten something. My credit card.
Max, I can't get out.
10 seconds.
You're going to be late, and you're blocking me in, which means I'm going to be late.
Who is it? Susanna?
Yeah, she wants to see you.
Tell her I've gone to work.
She knows I caught you.
Well, tell her I'll be back in an hour. I've got to go into work and then come back again. But please, Margaret, on your brownies honour, don't tell Patricia.
All right, but it's not in my contract this signing the Official Secrets Act.
Found it.
Hi.
I don't believe you. I'd have thought you'd have got the message by now.
I just wanted to say sorry for upsetting you at work. I just brought you some flowers to show you I didn't mean any harm, really.
How's this going to look to all my neighbours? A strange man bringing a married woman flowers.
I didn't mean to embarrass you.
Well, you have. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
I can't see the point of stopping people looking in.
Dad's bright idea.
He thinks they'll be so intrigued by the time we move in next week, they'll be banging on the doors to see what we sell.
Hey, I know a good window cleaner if you want one.
Well, I hope he's a better window cleaner than you are a caretaker. Hey, you should be doing this. You're taller than me.
I've got to go to the poly, haven't I?
You gonna be back for your tea?
Well, I'm going in for a couple of hours, then I'm back here to rehearse with Keith and Tina.
I hope you're not skiving off already.
If I was skiving off, I wouldn't come home, would I?
What do you mean you're coming back here to rehearse?
Not down here, upstairs in the flat.
Who said?
Me dad. I asked him last night and he said yeah.
Oh, we don't want all sorts moving in up there.
Mum, nobody's moving in. I just need a place to rehearse, that's all.
Well, I hope you're going to do it quietly.
Of course we will.
And I hope he did give you permission. Oh, hello, love.
Hiya. Tony said you wanted me.
Oh, I forgot with all this. Look, I spotted these down the cash and carry. They're almost identical to the ones you showed me the other day.
You expect me to wear them?
Well, they're a bargain. They're only £14.99.
What are they? Cheap immos?
What are immos?
Imitations. Might as well wear a couple of these on your feet. See ya.
Well, try them on. I used to thank my mother when I got something new. Mind you, those are the days when kids were grateful for what they got.
Hiya.
Hi, come in. You should be at work, shouldn't you?
I've skived off for an hour to come round and pick up the Thompson paperwork from you.
Oh, I haven't got them. I've left them at work.
Da-da. I pretended. I wanted to see how you were.
Oh, I'm fine. Just a bit poorly, you know.
Meaning you're a bit fed up of Graham, the creep.
Oh, I can handle that creep. You needn't worry about that. Why don't you come in and sit down? Do you fancy a cup of tea or something?
Oh, no, Tara, I daren't stay very long. Are you sure you're all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Why don't you just phone?
Dunno. I just wanted to see for myself.
I'm fine, look. You needn't worry about me. Just a bit under the weather, that's all.
It wasn't just me that was worried. Half the office have been asking why you haven't been in since you destroyed that Graham.
It's the only way I could think of getting him off my back.
And he's off your back now, is he?
Well, wouldn't you be after a public character assassination like that?
Well, he deserved it, that's all I can say. Anyway, you must have done the right thing if he's off your back. Look, I'm going to have to get back to the office.
I suppose Graham's been keeping his head down for the last few days.
Never mind keeping his head down, he's gone to ground.
What do you mean?
Well, he hasn't been into work either since you gave him the tongue lashing. He didn't come in again today. That's why everybody was asking after you. We thought you'd run away together.
Some chance.
Either that or he's got you locked up in his secret love nest somewhere. Nothing as exciting, eh? He's probably just too embarrassed to show his face. Look, I've really got to get back.
Yeah, OK.
I hope you're feeling better soon.
Well, thanks for coming round anyway, Fran.
OK, see ya.
Yeah. See you, bye.
She's not coming.
Susanna?
Yeah, she just found she's going shopping.
Well, she can't go shopping. She's arranged to meet me.
Well, you didn't want to see her anyway, did you?
Well, that's hardly the point, is it? I mean, I'm risking my second marriage here. Do you know, I do not believe this woman. I'm running around at her beck and call behind Patricia's back, and she goes shopping. Thank you, Susanna. Thank you very much indeed.
Hang on a minute. I'm not Susanna. There's no need to take it out on me.
Sorry.
There's some letters here as well if you want to pick them up while you're home.
Suppose they'll all be bills. Oh, gosh.
Don't ever get married, Margaret. It's not worth the hassle.
Oh, and I thought it was divorce that caused all the hassle.
Come on, this is the flat. Your mum thinks we're going to play quietly.
Some chance. Anyway, there's no customers downstairs till next week.
Thought you got to school?
Yeah, so does me mum. What's the problem? Well, would you go in these? My mum's been trying to make me weird and she's been threatening me all week, so I'm not going in.
You get laughed out of the place.
Yeah, that's why I'm up here.
You can't stay off school forever, though, can you?
Yeah, but I'm not going in wearing these.
Well, you can't stay here. We've got a gig at the Poly next week and we've got loads of rehearsing to do.
Come on, I won't be in the way.
Look, Jack, she's in the wrong. Just go and tell her.
Can I talk to you for just a minute?
What?
All I want to do is to talk to you for a couple of minutes, just to tell you how I feel about you.
Well, you can't feel very much for me if you keep coming around to my house carrying flowers.
Sorry. I just want to tell you what it means to me to know you, Sue, and I've really blown it this week. Everything you said to me in the office, I really deserved. I just didn't realise I'd be so stupid.
Graham, we can't talk here like this.
Well, can't I come in?
All I'm going to tell you is to stop chasing around after me all the time.
I know that.
So what's to stop me from just shutting you out?
I just stand here and wait. I just want to say what I've got to say, and then we can be friends.
Okay. I'll talk to you for 5 minutes, but that's all. Not here. If you meet me in a few minutes' time, round by the new shops, I'll pretend that I'm taking Danny for a walk and I'll talk to you there. But I just mean 5 minutes.
I only want us to be friends. Would you like the flowers now?
Will you stop offering me flowers? There's neighbours on the close, Graham. Just go, will you?
Only flowers.
Just go, and will you take those with you, please?
Do you think she's all right?
I don't know. Never really seen what was going on.
Yeah, I should go and see if she's all right.
Well, she'd ask us, wouldn't she?
Oh, hi. You all right?
Don't I look all right?
I just thought I'd come over. You looked a bit upset.
I could be upset if I want to be. I'm entitled to a private life, aren't I?
Yeah, sorry. I just thought I might be able to help, that's all.
Look, Max, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to snap at you. I'm just feeling a little bit under the weather. I'm all right, honest.
Fine. Great. Didn't mean to intrude.
Are you hiding from us or what?
I don't think so. Why?
Because that brand new shopping precinct you promised us hasn't materialised, has it?
Look, you've been around there for days, stacking shelves.
The place is a tip. You said the scaffolding would be down by now.
Well, it should be. I mean, the work's more or less finished.
Well, I hope it's down soon, because our shop looks like a hotel in the Costa Brava. You can't expect people to fight across a building site for a can of beans, can you?
All right, so I'll get onto it.
Well, I'd get onto it myself, but there's no one around doing a tap.
Well, he should be down there. I mean, I'm paying him to do it.
You must have a team of invisible men, then, because I've seen no one.
All right, I'll get onto it.
Well, you better had.
out shopping, are you?
Going for a walk.
I was going to say the shops aren't open yet. Soon will be, though.
Did I ask you to walk with me?
I can walk wherever I want.
I can walk by myself if I want to, can't I?
Listen, I'm Lord of all the survey down here. This is my development, you know. Oh, I get it. Going for a walk on your own when you're supposed to be at work. What are you really doing, Sue? Meeting your posh little lover boy, are you? Terry'd be made up to find that out, wouldn't he? You're that hard-faced little cow, aren't you?
Listen, you. You know your mate, Terry? Your best mate from when you were snotty little gets together. Well, your best mate. The soft-hearted one. Who burnt all my clothes, the one who said he was going to burn me. Well, I've had so much of you nagging away at me that I've decided. And you know what I've decided? I've decided I'm going to tell him all about you and me. All of it. Why we did it, when we did it, how we did it, and how disgusting I am for doing it. Oh, and he'll be mad, won't he, when he's thinking about you and me. But me? Won't mad about me, will he? He knows I'm a slag, and he's lived with it for 2 years. But you, his big mate Barry, his big mate, who he loves more than me. Oh, he couldn't handle that, could he? Well, I can't live with you walking all over me anymore. So I'm going to tell Terry, your best mate. You used me once more, and I'm telling him the lot.
Hi, Nick.
All right, Tez.
You haven't seen Sue, have you?
Sue?
Yeah, you know Sue, my wife. She said she was staying in, but she's not there.
Must have gone out then, I suppose.
She was giving me loads this morning about how sick she was, but she's not there now.
She must have gone out then.
Well, do us a favour, eh? If you see her, tell her I was looking for her.
Tez?
Yeah? Go ahead.
I've seen her. I've seen her going out. Didn't think it was any of my business, that's all.
What's none of your business?
Well, there was this fella around before she got off.
How long ago?
I don't know, not that long.
Do I know him?
I don't know, honest. I've seen him with her before, though. Tall, dark-haired fella. But look, I've only seen him with her the once, last week. Graham something.
Oh, I had a chance to get her out of my life once. I should have took it. Did she go off in the car with him?
No, she went down the alley towards the shops. He got off before then. Look, I hope I've done the right thing telling you this.
She must really love me, mustn't she? I mean, she's told me often enough. I'd started believing her.
Hey, Tez, don't do anything foolish. Tez!
Excuse me, young lady. I thought you'd left for school ages ago.
Yeah, well, I was too ashamed of these stupid things.
Changed your mind now, have you?
No, but I can't stay off school forever, can I? Just have to put up with being laughed at.
Jackie, don't walk away from me. Jackie!
Mum, I'm 16 and none of my mates get their clothes bought for them.
Now, don't give me that. And none of your mates' mothers are millionaires either, are they? And I bet they spent good money on good trainers to make sure their daughters wore them and wore them till they wore out.
Look, you can't make me wear them.
Put them back on now, Jackie.
Mum, that's the last time I even touched them. Never mind wear them.
You're making a show of me, you are. Jackie, shoes don't grow on trees, you know. Jackie,
All right,
come back
let's take
here.
someone here. Listen,
Jackie, come back here.
You know, I haven't cried since I was a kid. But I feel like I want to now.
I don't want to make you cry, Graham, but it's very simple. You just stop bothering me, and then we can put it all in the past and just get on with our lives, okay? I'm gonna go home now, by myself. I don't want to have to go through any of this again.
I bought these flowers for you. I'd love you to have them just as a present.
Yeah, that's the one. Anyway, can you get someone to pick it up for me? Well, I've got a problem with the motor.
I don't know how you sort yourself out, Graham. Just as long as it doesn't include me.
All right. Thanks. See ya.
Terry? Terry! Terry!
Slag.
All right, Terry, mate. Nearly walked all over you there, kid.
The story of my life.
You what?
No.
Have you heard the racket them kids are making? I'm going up there, gonna sort them out. As long as I'm caretaker of these shops, no one's turning this place into a youth club. Next thing you know, they're gonna be having these acid house parties, all that palaver if I don't come down hard on them from the start. You all right, mate?
Why don't you mind your nose, before I spread it all over your face?
All right, all right. Only asking.
Terry! You know what he's thinking now, don't you? You know what he saw, you know what he's thinking.
I'm sorry, I can make it better. I'm sorry, I can make it better.
Oh, Susie.
I know you want me. I know you think you love me, but you can't have me ever. I've got a husband I love. I've got a child I love. I don't love you. I don't even like you. You're making me hate you. Can't you understand that I hate you now?
I only wanted to love you.
You frightened me today, Graham. You can't frighten someone into loving them. Danny? Danny? Danny?
I'm the security guard for these shops. What's going on in here?
He's the caretaker. What do you want?
Hey, will you shut up on those?
Hey, Mike, I thought we were supposed to be rehearsing.
Danny, stay there.
We're supposed to be the heirs. What do you want?
I'll tell you what I want. I want a kip. I've been up after night patrolling these shops with my little torch and my little hammer. And now that it's morning, I'm trying to kip. Or at least I was, till you lot started on all your noise, all right? So just keep it down, will yez?
What noise?
What noise? The walls of Jericho have fallen down twice in the last half hour since you lot started. Got it? And listen, the owner has put me in charge of this shop site. So I don't want the place filling up with druggies or nothing like that. Do you hear me? Hey! I'll stick those sticks up your nose in a minute, you. Do you hear me? Just keep it down while I'm trying to have a kip, will yez? Because I'm warning you, I get angry if I go short of me sleep.
Hi, Mum.
Danny? Oh, Danny. Just stay there, Danny. Mummy's coming. Just stay there. Oh, Danny. Oh. What are you trying to do to me? Don't you ever do that to me again, all right? Oh. What are you trying to do to me? God, did you see that? I was terrified. Can you help me get him down, please? I thought he might think I was chasing him. I thought he might just run over the edge. Oh, did you see him? I thought he was going to run over the edge. Well, at least say something. He could have gone over. Well, at least say something. He could have been killed. notice of my side of it for once. Look, I know I've upset you, but it's not my problem, it's yours. You're the one who's all mixed up. What are you going to do? Will you stop? Look, I'm on the edge here. Will you stop? Will you stop?
What did we stop for? That was just going well, Dad.
Glenn, turn it off a minute. Did you just hear a scream or something?
You watched too many Beatles films, you. Screaming won't start till we're famous. Have to wait till next week then, won't we? Come on, let's make some more noise.
Just thought I heard something, that's all.
Emergency, which service, please? Hello? Emergency, which service, please?
They're fessing up their sins, and what they're hoping for is that their victims will either forgive or forget next.
Aye, aye. Big day today. We're opening up the new shop. So I thought I'd make the effort, like, you know.
It really frightened me the other day. I couldn't sleep thinking about it.
What?
Sue and Terry arguing.
Don't worry about it. Everybody falls out sometimes. It's only natural.
Not the way they were, though. It really upset me. I couldn't sleep because it was preying on my mind afterwards.
Look, everything will be all right. They'll be friends again this morning. Look, why don't you come back to bed with me, right? And, catch you up on some sleep.
I suppose I could, couldn't I?
Yeah. We can do whatever we want. It's our house.
Morning.
Oh, come on, you two. It's supposed to be one of the biggest days of our lives, and look at the pair of you.
Oh, you're only opening the shop, Dad. It's not as if you've discovered penicillin or something worthwhile.
I shall curb my reply to that young lady, knowing the difficult circumstances surrounding your attitude at the present moment.
You what?
Yeah, well, I know she's still got a cob on over them stupid trainers, so I won't be too hard on her.
Oh, well, at least we both agree that they're stupid trainers.
Jackie, you know, I once thought I was badly done to have no shoes until I met a man with no feet.
She'll have no feet. She goes to school again, like she did the other day. I still blush thinking about it. Look what your teachers think.
I don't care what the teachers think.
Ah. Then why do you care what people think about what you wear on your feet, then?
Well, because all my mates have got real trainers and I'd feel right if you're turning up in naff gear.
Yeah, but you don't have to follow what everybody else does, do you, Jackie? You can be an individual and set the trend.
Yeah, save you a few bob, you mean?
Hey, don't be so cheeky, you.
Yeah, but it's true, isn't it? I mean, why are you all dressed up this morning?
You know why I'm dressed up. I'm going to open the shop.
Yeah, and you want to make a good impression with the new customers?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Well, nothing, so you do agree that clothes are important.
Of course you do. You'd freeze to death without them.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I know that I'm not going to pay a small fortune for trainers just because they got this month's fashionable name on them.
Yeah, but they're good quality as well, you know. I mean, it's cheaper for you in the long run.
Oh, are they? Well, I'll just buy the cheaper ones if you don't mind. See how long they last.
Well, Dad, they'll last forever because I'm not going to wear them.
Hello, Fran. I'm sorry to bother you so early. It's Terry here, Terry Sullivan. You wouldn't happen to know where Sue is, would you? It's just that, well, I've just got in off nights and her other baby aren't here. Oh. I just can't think where they could be. Oh, I'm sorry to bother you. Thanks, Fran. See ya.
Hey, I've got somebody special to perform the opening ceremony, you know.
Have you, love? Who?
Top secret. But I know you'll be impressed when you find out who it is.
Oh, come on, tell us who it is.
When the time's right, you'll find out.
Come on, give us a clue.
All I'm going to say is that she'll be there to open up when we get there.
Oh, it's a she, is it? Who?
Oh, there won't be anybody worth thinking about. Because if my dad went by halfway teaching trainers, he's not likely to splash out on a celebrity, is he?
Hey, don't you be so sure, madam. I'm talking about an investment here, as opposed to a waste of cash. Cash which we don't have, incidentally, because it's all been ploughed back into stock. I don't know, Jackie, you seem to think that money just appears in my wallet. Doesn't, you know, it has to be worked for. So if you want these fancy trainers and such, why don't you try thinking the other way around just for once and try and work out ways that you can earn money to pay for them?
Yeah, well, as long as you're not expecting me to work in the shop.
Of course I'm expecting you to pull your weight. We've all got to do our share, you know. This is a family business.
Yeah, then we should all try and make a good impression and wear the right clothes.
I think little family patience is called for all round.
Well, let's just all try and be ready to leave in 10 minutes, eh?
Mr. Sullivan.
Yeah?
I'm Detective Sergeant Kent. This is Detective Constable Lloyd. I'm afraid we've got some bad news for you.
Sue?
Do you mind if we step inside? Mr. Sullivan?
Is it Sue?
I think we should sit down. I'm sorry to have to inform you that a woman and an infant who we believe to be your wife and child have been found dead. I'm sorry to break this news to you like this, but... Mr. Sullivan?
You said you weren't sure. You assumed it to be Sue and Daniel.
Well, she didn't have any identification on her. Or her handbag. But we are nearly certain it is your wife and child. Mr. Sullivan, is there anyone you'd like us to contact? We're going to need somebody to identify the bodies.
I never wanted to argue, but I loved her.
Sorry?
We'll never fall out again.
You and your wife fell out, Mr. Sullivan.
What?
You just said you'd never fall out again. What exactly did you mean by that?
Well, when she's home.
When did you last see them?
Yesterday morning. I don't know why. What's happened? Where are they?
I think we better go down to hospital. When we get there, we'll see if you're up to identifying the bodies.
Why? What's happened?
A woman and an infant have fallen from a scaffolding tower, and we believe them to be your wife and child.
Did you call for an ambulance, Mr. Sullivan?
No.
Do you know where they were yesterday?
No.
You weren't concerned about where they were then, after you fell out?
I just don't know. Scaffolded. What were they doing on scaffolding? It can't be Sue's. Scaffolding. It can't be Sue. It can't be.
Yes, well, there are a lot of questions to be answered. We'll start off by going down to hospital, shall we? All right.
How long have you been caretaker of the shops, Mr. Corkill?
Just a few weeks, you know. She was a lovely woman. I don't just mean good looking. I mean she was really nice and all. And the kid. Just bear thinking about. The police haven't got a clue what she was doing up that scaffolding, you know.
Did she ever seem capable of committing suicide to you?
No. Cops think it was suicide, don't they?
I believe so.
Terrible. Poor Terry. I bet he thought all their problems were behind him. And now this. It's terrible.
Everybody goes through rough patches, though, don't they? What's he like, her husband?
Terry? Oh, he's a good bloke. I mean, there's not many fellas who'd stand by their wife after she'd told him what she'd done.
Oh? What was that?
Hang on, love. I don't want to be, you know, saying anything out of turn, not like at a time like this.
It'll all come out anyway. It's just that if one of those tabloid men get any dirt, they'll blow it up out of all proportion. I just thought I could do a sensitive piece on them and keep the record straight.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. It'll all come out in the end, won't it? Terry wasn't Daniel's dad.
Really? And how did he take it when he found out?
Had a right Barney, didn't he? Out on the close for all to see. I mean, most of the time he's a quiet bloke, but when he blows, he blows.
Beware the fury of a patient man, eh?
Exactly. He had his chin on the ground when I saw him yesterday morning. Got me head off just because I said good morning to him.
Did you tell the police that?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, they asked me when was the last time I'd seen Terry and Sue, and I told them yesterday morning. I still can't believe it.
And who was the father of the child?
Hey, hang on. Leave me out of this, love.
OK. Well, give me a bell if you can think of anything I might be interested in. And I can usually manage to claim a few expenses along the way.
Hey, hang on. You don't think I'd try and make money out of a tragedy like this, do you?
Of course not. The important thing is to think of everything. Try and come up with a reason why a mother and toddler should be up a scaffolding tower to fall off it. Then we can help prevent deaths like this happening again. It's our duty.
Who is she then, this mystery woman?
All will be revealed at exactly 9 o'clock when she opens the shop. And the first-time customers get a 10% discount when she serves.
Oh, so she's serving as well, is she?
Hey, listen, when I book a celebrity, I get me money's worth.
Oh, you do surprise me.
What's the point of with the kids, though?
I want most people most of the time.
But most people don't open their own shops, do they? I mean, the least I expected was a bit of enthusiasm.
Oh, Jackie's got a sulk on. It can't last forever. And Mike's got his head in his band. And it's not cool to show enthusiasm for a shop. Nor your parents, for that matter of fact. And Tony, just not Tony. Hey, I'm surprised you're surprised.
Don't tell me. It's been broken into. All me stock. You're supposed to be taking care of this place, aren't you? You're the caretaker.
Wouldn't be so bad if it was only that.
You what?
What's happened?
It's Sue and Danny Sullivan. There's been some sort of an accident.
Oh, no. Hope it's not too serious.
About as serious as it could be.
They're not.
Good God. How?
It's all a bit of a mystery, but they both fell off the top of the scaffolding tower.
Tell Barry Grant to take that scaffolding down.
What the hell were they doing up there?
God knows.
I take it you knew them.
Who are you, like?
Carol McDermott. I'm a reporter assigned to this community, and I'm trying to find out the facts to try and stop tragedies like this happening again.
She's all right. This is Ron and Dee Dee Dixon. They were supposed to be opening up their new shop this morning.
Bad luck.
I can't believe it. They're our neighbours.
The police think it might be suicide.
No.
Could you think of any reason she'd contemplate that?
She knows about Danny.
What about Danny?
Well, I thought everyone knew. About Terry not being his dad and that.
You just don't know what goes on behind the front door, do you?
I believe she was a lovely person, was she?
Are you going to be all right to be on your own?
Yeah.
Give somebody a call, mate. Don't be on your own.
Look, would you like us to step inside with you for a little while?
No, thanks. You've been very kind. I'm sorry, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, I'm sorry.
Not the best start of the day.
Oh, I don't know. We'll be all right after we've had a decent breakfast, Eric.
I meant him, boss.
Oh, him.
I don't remember yesterday.
It's true then, is it the murder?
Murder?
I just met Dolly Sparrow down at the post office. She says some fellas killed his daughter after finding out she was a drug addict.
Why don't you just shut up and go away?
Who do you think you're talking to? Our shopkeeper, are you now, eh? Mr. Iron Mighty?
Everybody's upset, Julia. Don't take it personally.
Upset? He's no need to talk to me like that. I'm practically one of the family. What would his dad think if he had that sort of attitude from his son to his fiancée?
Julia, it's Sue that's died and little Danny Sullivan.
Sue, from next door? How?
It's a terrible shock to all of us. I mean, we just can't believe it.
Oh, I understand that, but you appreciate we have to ask these questions. We have to find out exactly what happened.
Look, I'm sorry, I can't remember. I think I saw her yesterday morning, but I can't be sure. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry to bother you, Mr. Johnson. But as you know, we're investigating the events that led up to the death of Mrs. Sullivan and her son, Daniel.
I wouldn't say we were mates. More like good neighbours, you know. I mean, we don't go out boozing together. But if I was to see him in the pub, I'd certainly buy him a pint.
Could you tell me the last time you saw Mrs. Sullivan, Mr. Johnson?
I saw her yesterday morning. I didn't speak to her. I don't know anything. I was doing a bit of varnishing, so I was in and out a few times. But at Max, over the way at number 7, he talked to her.
I believe you share a taxi with Mr. Sullivan.
I know, about 2 years now. We first met when we were working for an undertaker's, Dawson's. And we decided to try the taxi business. We don't see one another socially. Don't get the time, to be honest. We're good mates. It's tragic.
I can't guess at what happened. But I'll tell you this. She'd be the last person I'd think of to commit suicide.
Oh, Frank, who knows?
Sue Sullivan.
Well, nobody else knows what's going on inside anybody else's head.
But not the baby as well. She'd never do that to her own kid.
It's unthinkable.
It's awful, isn't it? Can't believe it.
I know, love. We all feel the same way.
They're coming back over to talk to Max afterwards. I reckon he's the last person on the close to have seen her alive.
Yeah, it's probably my fault. I told the police that he was talking to her yesterday. After the guy with the flowers left her looking a bit upset, you know.
Who's that then?
I don't know, Frank.
I'm sorry about this, mate. If I'd known you'd just come off nights, I wouldn't have knocked.
Don't worry about it. So what did you say? He fell off the top of a scaffolding tower. What were you doing up there in the first place?
I don't know. It's a weird one. Handy having a copper as a neighbour, though. What's your husband like? You must know him pretty well.
They've had their ups and downs, same as everybody else. They had a big row recently, though. My girlfriend heard it. Not what it was about, like, just the force of it, you know.
Oh, I'll have to have a chat with her. Where can I find her?
Here.
Have you seen Terry, Mick?
No, not yet.
Do you want a cup of tea first, mate? I've just brewed up.
Cheers, mate.
Come on, Margaret. Step in your own.
Just tell him what you know. Nothing more, nothing less. Terry'll have to tell him himself anyway.
Oh, he must feel just dreadful. And to have to go through questioning as well.
It's the way it is. So what are you going to do today, then?
I don't know. I just feel drained. I can't believe it, can you?
It's happened.
Poor Sue. Little Daniel.
Poor Terry.
Mr. Sullivan,
Yeah, that's, what do you want?
I'm Carol McDermott, and I want to help. There are going to be a lot of media people wanting to speak to you. And as I'm local and actually share the community with you, I think I can help. Shall we talk inside?
I'm sorry, I don't want to talk to anyone at the moment.
I know. That's why I'm here.
Who exactly are you?
Well, this is my job. But I'm here because I care.
A reporter? I've just lost my wife and child and you want a story. What's that? Give us that. Give me that, you...
They sure done wrong and are now fessing up in the hope that those they have wronged will find it in their hearts to forgive or forget next.
Terry! Terry!
He's not here, Jack.
Where is he?
He's down at Busy Station.
I've got to see him. Which one's he at?
Look, just hang on a minute, will you, Jack? We'll go down together, eh? In a minute. See yourself down, eh?
Has anybody any idea what really happened?
I don't know. I mean, I've been away and come back to it. I've tried having a word with Rod, but there was no one in. See if he had any information, you know, off the busies or that.
Daniel wasn't your son, Mr. Sullivan. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Yeah. He was born after we were married. But he was pregnant before we were married.
But who is the father?
He doesn't know he's the father. He's lived in Germany for the last 2 years.
What's his name, Mr. Sullivan? Do you have an address for him?
I wonder when the funeral will be.
I'm trying not to think about it.
Well, we've got to think about whether we're going or not.
Oh, we shouldn't go. We don't know the Sullivans that well.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it?
No, not really. It's ever so sad, and I feel really sorry for Terry, but it's none of our business.
Last time I saw Sue, she looked like she was carrying all the troubles in the world.
When was that?
The other morning.
Oh, we left together, didn't see her?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, must have been the morning before then.
Well, we know he's capable of violence when he loses his temper.
He smacked a reporter who was trying to get an interview out of him less than 2 hours after identifying his wife and child's bodies. I mean, I ask you.
Somebody else's child, boss.
Correction. Somebody else's child, but his wife. And maybe she's being free and easy again.
Yeah, but not with the real father, boss. Martin, what's his name?
House.
Because he's been in Germany for the last 2 years and was certainly still there at the time of the deaths. And who's this tall guy bearing flowers? We'll have to have a word with him eventually.
Have a word with Max Farnham in number 7. He should shed some light on that flower man for us.
You're not coming, then?
No. No, I'm going to give Mr. Sullivan a time for reflection. Then I'll have another go at him. You see, I just don't go for this suicide option. And what with him not being the child's father, pushed or fell. But how did they get up there? And who called the ambulance, Eric?
Any news, Rod? She's been dropping Diana off in town. You know as much as I do until I go in tonight.
Do you know which station our Teddy's at?
Stanley Road.
Oh, thanks. I'd better get down there, eh? See what I can do.
I'll see you down there, Jackie. So what do you all lot know then, Rod?
Dunno. Not on the case.
Oh, come on. 2 deaths next door to where you live and you tell me you don't know nothing.
Yeah, well, it's an odd one, innit? Suicide would be the easiest outcome, but I don't think they believe it.
I'm not enjoying keeping you here, Mr. Sullivan. I know you've been through an awful lot, but there are certain things I need to know. I know that people are capable of a certain level of violence when they're pushed to the edge.
Well, you can't possibly think that I might...
And you flew into a rage when you found out about the true identity of Daniel's father. I think I might have done the same.
I haven't done anything. I'd never hurt them.
And you attacked that reporter, Carol McDermott.
I can't remember. I've told you that.
Then what can you remember about the last 12 hours before we discovered your wife and child's body?
I mean, where's the logic in him taking Sue and Danny up the tower, eh? I mean, it's too, what's that word?
Premeditated.
Yeah, exactly. So they should let Terry out and let him start getting on with his life.
Maybe you're right. Maybe there was no bloke up there after all.
Maybe they just fell off, Rod.
Yeah, but what were they doing up there in the first place?
I don't know. People just do stupid things sometimes, don't they?
Somebody called an ambulance.
What do you mean?
Somebody. A man dialed 999, asked for an ambulance and gave the shop's address.
Who was he?
Well, we're not sure yet. But we know he used the phone by the shops. Do you know it?
Yeah, it's new.
You ever used it?
No. Yeah, yesterday.
But you've a phone at home, Mr. Sullivan.
Yeah, but it was after I went through the passageway. I remembered I had this parcel to pick up from the airport, and so, well, I phoned in and I asked somebody else to pick it up for me.
Why didn't you use your phone at home?
Because I only remembered after I followed Sue to the shops.
You followed Sue to the shops. You followed your wife to the shops, and this is the first time you've mentioned it. I think we better start at the beginning, Mr. Sullivan, and you better tell me everything you know. I'm going to regard this as a statement. I'm going to ask you if you have any objections to having this conversation taped. And I'm going to advise you that if you do, this is going to be pointed out at any subsequent proceedings.
We have to be practical. I mean, you're going to have to open up the shop sooner or later. Why not now?
I don't know, do you reckon?
I reckon. Oh, it's terrible, isn't it? And I know how much you were looking forward to the opening.
I just don't know what to do, love.
Open it now. And if you wait until tomorrow, people are still going to criticise. So you might as well open it up now and stop moping around.
Don't you think we should wait until after the funeral?
I don't know when the funeral's going to be. I mean, they died under highly suspicious circumstances, and it could be weeks, months even.
I suppose you're right. You come with us?
Oh, of course I will. Straight after dinner.
Wonder where Teddy is now, eh? I mean, I don't really want to, but I suppose I should have a word with him, tell him how sorry we all are and that.
Yeah. Wonder what he'll do. The house must be full of memories. All their things will remind him all the time. God, it's awful. Hope he's with people that are really looking after him.
Let's start at the beginning again, shall we? You went down the passage to the shops because you suspected your wife of meeting someone. A tall, dark-haired man carrying flowers.
I haven't done anything.
You watch them meet. The rage builds up in you. And all the hurt in the past comes flooding back, yes?
No.
He goes to the phone. You ring the taxi firm. You tell him he won't be able to pick up the parcel from the airport. And you watch your wife with this other man, yes?
No.
You then waited until he'd gone, having given her the flowers, you walked over and you had an argument.
No.
Somehow or other, you ended up on top of the scaffolding tower. Maybe she was frightened and she ran away from you to get up there. You followed her. There was a scuffle and they fell. You were filled with remorse. You rang an ambulance. You went off on a bender. Am I getting close to it, Mr. Sullivan?
No, I did see you talking to that bloke, but I just walked away.
Oh, you knew the chap, did you?
Yeah, he worked in Sue's office. She said there was nothing between them. I don't know. I just don't know.
No. You don't know, do you? There's a doctor here to see you, Mr. Sullivan. He wants a blood sample. It's just routine.
Leo's been telling Gemma all sorts about the deaths. She'll be waking up screaming tonight.
You could take them out to someone if you like, to help take their minds off it.
Oh, I'll be made up, Mars. Yeah, let me get you some cash.
Nah, you're all right. I'll take them somewhere that doesn't cost anything.
You sure?
Yeah. Where are they?
They're in the back. Thanks, Mars.
You're welcome. How's the job hunting going?
Oh, I'm gonna leave that for the time being. I don't want to bother Terry with any of that now. I'll probably have to cover for him on the cab anyway, which means I might be asking a favour of you, Mars. You know, with the kids and that.
No problem.
Thanks.
I know he's a mate of yours, but you think he could be capable of murder if he lost his temper?
Give over, Mars. He thought the world of them.
Oh, about the celebrity, did you cancel her?
Hey, I never said I had a well-known celebrity, did I? All I said was I had a very special lady to open the shop, right?
Yeah.
Well, she's been here all the time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, this is a little embarrassing because it's Mr. Farnham I wanted to interview, and sometimes...
Oh, I don't have a problem with Patricia being here. Don't worry about that.
Oh, sorry, I assumed you wanted to talk to us
No,
both.
no, no. Stay, please. How can we help?
Well, it seems highly likely that you may have been one of the last people to see Mrs. Sullivan and her son alive. One of the last neighbours, that is. Mr. Johnson from the bungalow says that on the morning in question, a tall, dark man arrived with flowers just as Mr. Sullivan had left in the taxi. Mrs. Sullivan seemed a little upset, and you went over to see her. Is that correct?
Yes.
But we left together.
I'd forgotten something. Had to come back. My credit card.
You found it. I was with you, then we left.
My garage card, I mean. The one I used to fill my car up with.
And you did go over and talk to Mrs. Sullivan?
Yes. It's as Mick, Mr. Johnson, described it. A man, a tall man, arrived with flowers for Sue, Mrs. Sullivan. And she seemed very upset. As he was leaving, I was outside, and I went over to see if she was all right.
And what did she say?
Oh, she said very little. I asked her if she was all right, and she said yes. So I gestured over to Mick that there didn't seem to be anything to be concerned about, and decided to leave it at that.
I came home to see if she was all right, and Mick said to me that she'd gone down the passageway to the shops, and that this dark-haired fella had called round. So I went down the passageway to the shops, and I saw her talking to that Graham. And she saw me, and I walked away, and that was the last I saw of her.
She told you she was pregnant. What? You didn't know? You're her husband, and you didn't know she was pregnant? And you didn't know where you were last night?
I can't remember. I had a few drinks.
What was that argument about yesterday?
Argument?
An argument so fierce and loud, it upset your next-door neighbour, Diana Spence. What was that all about?
It was about that bloke Graham from the office.
Did you accuse your wife of having an affair with him?
I asked her what was going on. She said he kept pestering her, and I asked her if she led him on, and we argued.
Did you hit her?
No.
Do you consider yourself a man capable of violence?
I'd sooner walk away from a fight.
What did your wife say when you asked her whether the baby was yours or Graham's?
I've told you I didn't know she was pregnant. I'd never hurt her, believe me, honest. I'm not a violent man.
Well, Terry, you might be very surprised to find out how many people think you are. What did your wife say when you accused her of having an affair?
Sue? Terry? All right, Buzz. I've had better days, Sid.
How's Terry?
I don't know, he's still with the busies.
So what do you think his chances are then?
His chances of what?
Getting off with it?
Getting off? What's he got to get off from?
Oh, I know he's your best mate and everything and all that, man, but I mean, well, I'm only asking what everyone else is asking, aren't I?
Well, don't be staring at Sinbad.
Look, I've known you a long time, haven't I? I'm on your side.
Yeah, well, don't go saying that then. He's got enough problems, hasn't he?
Listen, I'm just asking this to try and be nice, all right?
Go on.
Well, if there's anything I can do, just ask.
Yeah, appreciated. But I don't know what's going on myself yet.
And don't bite me head off.
What now?
Are you absolutely convinced he never done it?
I think you did it.
What?
Well, if you think that he could do it, I think that you could do it as well. Of course he didn't do it, you maggot.
Thank you. Max, what are you hiding?
Hide? Not hiding anything. I told that policeman everything.
Max, you can kid a wife, but you can never kid a mistress. And I was your mistress before I married you.
I've told you before not to say that. We're married now. Respectably married. There's no need to drag up the past. A lot of...
Max, don't waffle. Don't change the subject. We had 2 years of clandestine meetings. 2 years of you deceiving Susanna. 2 years in which I came to learn an awful lot more about you than anyone has before.
I lied then for us. It's still us that I put first, and you know it.
Max, you can lie to a wife, but you can never lie to a mistress because she knows exactly what level of deceit you're capable of.
For goodness sake, stop talking like that.
Then tell me what you've got to hide and stop lying about coming home because you forgot something, because I just don't believe it.
All right. All right. Patricia, sit down and keep calm. Now, look, I have sort of lied to you. A little. But I've hated doing it, and I want you to know that I shall never lie to you ever again. Now, yesterday morning, I came home because I'd arranged to meet somebody.
Somebody?
I want you to understand that it was all perfectly innocent. And I felt that it would be easier all round if I didn't tell you. In hindsight, I realise I should have gone above board and told you.
Max, what are you talking about?
Susanna!
Susanna? Oh, you've been seeing your ex-wife behind my back? Has she been here?
No. Don't jump to conclusions.
It better be good.
You can't think there's anything going on between us.
Now, don't you twist this round to try and make me seem neurotic.
We've been having a few problems with Matthew concerning his new school, which needed more than a few phone calls. I should have told you.
Damn right you should have done. My God, I bet she's loved this. Revenge on the woman who stole her husband.
No, now you mention it, she's never revelled in the fact that you didn't know that I was seeing her.
Don't talk stupid, Max. Of course she has. She might not have shown it, but she's been having a whale of a time seeing you while I didn't know about it. And anyway, how would you know she'd revelled in it or not? You're a man.
Look, I think I know my own.
Wives? My God, it's taken 2 deaths and a police investigation for you to admit this. She is not going to make a fool of me again, right?
I'll tell her.
No, I'll tell her.
Yeah, but you do believe me, don't you?
Yes, surprisingly enough, I do. And I also think that I know Susanna rather better than you do. So, any more true confessions before I confront that conniving woman? If I find out that you've deceived me in any other way...
One small thing.
How small?
It wasn't my fault. And then when it happened, it was too late. And then I couldn't back down in front of the round table.
Max!
Look, yesterday I arranged to meet Susanna because she was putting pressure on me over Matthew. And, well, as it happened, she didn't even turn up anyway. But something else. Something I should have told you. I should have told you straight away. But I had to lie because I didn't tell you straight away. And then, as ever, the lies just, they seemed to snowball.
Max, what have you done?
When you couldn't make it to the dinner, in honour of the Dutch contingent at the round table, well, Susanna was there. It was her idea.
What? And how far did you take this being married?
Well, Geoffrey and Lucinda took Susanna home, and I came back here to you.
And told me what a perfectly marvellous time you'd had.
Yeah, with the Dutch people.
You and she have made a fool of me, Max, and I'm not having it. God, when I think of that barbecue, you and she, Geoffrey and Lucinda, you must have had a real giggle at my expense. Well, don't think I'm leaving it at that.
What are you going to do?
Not sure. I'm going to go for a drive, and no doubt I will think of something.
But
That's it. Come on, everybody out. Come on, outside in a single line if you want serving. I said out, didn't I? Come on. Hey, come on. Like this.
Oh, hiya.
Hiya. Hectic, eh?
To say the least, but we're learning.
You'll need to. If you're as busy as this every day, you two will be able to retire in a year or two, won't you?
Oh, I think most people, especially the kids, will they come in? Well, you know why.
Oh, I know, yeah. Still policemen hanging around now.
Yeah, one constable, he said, well, it's wide open. I mean, he reckons that they keep Terry in much longer. That's not going to look very good for him.
I can't see him hurting anybody if it comes to that.
I feel like you don't know people, do you, when something like this happens?
There's no point in you hanging on, Mr. Sullivan.
What's happened?
Calm down, don't panic. We just need to talk to him for a little longer. It's all starting to unravel slowly, but we just need a little more time.
How is he?
He's fine. He's having a rest, and he'll be home just as soon as we're happy that we know as much as your son does. So just get yourself off, and don't worry, it's all routine.
Come on, Jack. It's all right.
Tell him we're thinking of him, and anything he needs, he's got. And tell him that his dad and his best mates are waiting to take him home.
I'll tell him.
Mother Love and a whole lot of sinners are hoping that those they have wronged will either forgive or forget next.
must have been the longest night of my life. I hope to let him come home soon. Fancy a cup of tea?
Yeah, nice one.
Thank God.
It's not over yet.
What else can happen? They've let you come home.
There's going to be further inquiries. Someone's coming round for my clothes later. Well, it's nice to have your own, sir.
Sit down, son. You look shattered. He treated you all right, I hope.
Yeah. Oh, it's been like a dream, like a nightmare.
Soon be over.
Soon Danny won't be on, though, will he?
Terrible accident.
An accident would have been bad enough, but... Where are the busies up to, sir? No, they just kept going on and on at me.
Well, gotta make sure that you've got nothing to do with it. As if. Anyway, they've let you come home, so they must be satisfied, eh? Tell you what, I'll bring us in a cup of tea, and then you better try and get yourself some kip.
In our bed? Oh, God, why did this have to happen? Teddy, if there's anything I can do, mate. Thanks. Why do the busies keep you down there for so long, mate? They know I had a row with Sue. Diane next door told them when they did their house-to-house inquiries, and they know I followed her to the shops. And did you see her there? Saw her there talking to that Graham from the office. I should have gone over to them, Barry. I should have had it out with the pair of them. None of this would have happened, and she'd still be alive now. Look, it's a terrible thing what's happened, sir. But you shouldn't go blaming yourself. Of course I can. It's all my fault, all of it.
Harry.
Charge you.
There, Teddy. Get that down you. Goes without saying, if there's anything I can do, I will. I'll stay here for as long as you want me to.
Thanks. Goes for me as well, sir. I've nowhere to go.
How do you mean?
Where could I go? Busy said to me if I wanted to go anywhere, then I've got to let them know. Nowhere for me to go.
2 people have died, Terry. The police have got to take it very seriously. It's nothing personal against you, son. They've got it to do. And soon that part of it will be over.
3.
What?
You said 2 people had died. It's 3. Who was having a baby?
Oh, no.
Police told me. You didn't know? Probably never even know if it was mine or not.
Hey, come on. Stop torturing yourself, son. Of course it was yours.
Have the police seen you yet?
Yeah.
You must have been one of the last people to see Sue alive.
I left her at the shops where she said to meet. She was all right then.
How all right?
What? What? What are you talking about?
How all right? Was she happy to see you? Laughing, dancing?
Why are you saying these things to me? Do you think I know anything that could help the police? Do you think I'd do anything to harm her? I thought the world of her.
You were infatuated with her and it frightened her. What was she like when you left her? Upset?
No. Everything was fine. I don't like talking about it like this. Why are you trying to cause trouble for me?
My friend and her child are dead, and I'd like to know why.
Then ask somebody else. She was a friend of mine as well, you know, a very good friend.
I know how good a friend of yours she was. Don't you realise she told me all about you? She didn't like you, Graham. She thought you were creepy.
I loved Sue.
No.
infatuated with her. She should have told you to get lost ages ago, but she was too nice a person, and she tolerated you until she couldn't take it any longer. Have you thought she might have thrown herself off that scaffolding because you were making her life such a misery?
Stop this. I loved
If
her.
you'd loved her, you'd have left her alone and not caused her any worries. The last thing she wanted was somebody mithering the life out of her. Somebody stealing her photograph. Yeah, I know. And the police will know how you photocopied it and blew it up. It's in that drawer. All she wanted was a happy life with Terry, bringing up their children.
Children?
Oh, didn't the police tell you? She was pregnant when she died.
Will you stop tormenting your dad? You're going to give him a heart attack.
Oh, yeah, if only he has a heart.
No, but I've still got a bit of common sense. You can bank on that. £70 for a pair of galoshes.
Galoshes, where have you been?
Well, that's all they are, aren't they? Baseball boots with a fancy name on.
No, it's a statement about the sort of person you are and the sort of family you come from.
Statement about yourself. Here, footwear's footwear.
Not these days, Dad.
All right, then, smart girl, all right. If it's a statement you're making, don't you think you're saying that you're just a scruff walking around like that?
No, I'm saying my mum and Dad don't care enough about me to buy me things that every other kid has.
Hey, every other kid. Don't come that. There's kids starving to death all over the world, so don't come that any other kid line.
Now, look, calm down, you two. Just gonna stop frightening the customers off.
Yeah. Probably the state of air that's frightening them off in the first place.
Now it's encouraging her.
Jacqueline, you are not going to win on this, darling. So I suggest that you might as well stop messing around and wear the trainers that your mother's bought for you.
Dad, I wouldn't be seen dead in them.
Hey, don't say things like that. Not at this time. It puts things into proportion, doesn't it?
What does?
Well, the deaths are near. So young. Makes you take stock of your own situation, doesn't it? And how lucky you are.
Oh, come on, Mum, you can't use that.
Hey, I wouldn't be so insensitive, Jackie.
Jack, nip out the back, will you, and get us a box of cheese and onion crisps.
Hey, I'm not your slave, you know, or your employee.
Listen, madam, you're a member of this family, aren't you? And this is a family shop, which provides cash, some of which goes towards your pocket money.
I didn't even say please.
Please? My little barefoot Countessa, who never ever forgets her manners.
Perhaps we could get her good trainers, and then she can work for them.
Dee, we are not giving in to it over this. Just for once, we're going to stick to our guns, all right?
Yeah, we should pay her for working. It's only fair.
Yeah, OK, I agree. She can work, she can get paid, she can save up for whatever she likes. I don't mind that.
Good.
Thank you.
You know, we're going to need help here.
What do you mean?
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? We can't be here all the time, so we're going to need you to give us a hand. After all, your mother still has a part-time job.
We're going to pay you to work on Saturdays.
And stock up during the week, like.
So you can save your money and get what you want.
Within reason.
Well, trainers, I mean, expensive, well-known trainers are within reason.
Yeah, but I don't want to work here.
Why not?
Well, because I'd feel right divvy working in my parents' shop if anybody I knew came in.
Give me strength.
Jackie, I mean, that's not very nice, is it? I mean, we're offering to give you money and to solve your trainer problem, aren't we? How much, Ron?
£1.50 an hour.
You must be joking.
Plus board and lodgings.
Oh, yeah, thanks very much. It didn't have to be born, did I?
Well, £1.50 an hour is not very much.
Well, I mean, I can get at least £2 an hour anyway, but it isn't the money. I think it's dead important to have a good working relationship with your colleagues, as much as anything. And work in pleasant surroundings with things that you're interested in, like a shoe shop or something.
You're pushing your luck now, madam. I won't forget this, you know.
Oh, just in time, officer. This man is threatening me.
It's all right, mate. She's my daughter, unfortunately. Not that I was threatening her, like, but I am now.
She could phone first.
Don't be silly. You're making a mountain out of a mole.
Am I? It's taken a police investigation for you to admit that you're secretly seeing your ex-wife. Don't know that you're telling me the whole truth now.
I am. I wouldn't lie to you.
No. Well, you lied enough to your first wife. Why not the second? You've had enough practice.
Look, can we please stop this before it escalates into something that we'll both regret?
Yes, Max. I think you're right. I will stop it. I'll put a definite stop to it. Then we can clear the air. Make a fresh start.
Terrific. Who are you ringing?
Susanna.
Why?
Well, you want us to resume normal relations, don't you? Want me to put a stop to our problems? So, I'm doing just that. Susanna, it's Patricia Farnham, Max's wife, the current one. I was wondering if I could have a word with you. Oh, no, live, face to face. Well, anywhere you like, but look, why don't you come round here? Fine. Noon. Sounds highly appropriate. Goodbye. Oh, pity Gary Cooper couldn't make it. Might be doing a remake of High Noon. Or Farnham versus Farnham.
Sue?
Take it easy, lad. Take your time. These will be the worst times you'll have. Slowly. Very slowly, it'll get better. You've just got to hang on until it does.
You don't know, Dad.
I've been sat here all morning, wondering what I can do to help you. Barry's going to be a big help. He's going to run me around so I can organise the funerals. He's offered as much cash as we'll need.
He would, wouldn't he?
Hey, he's a good mate. And you need all the help you can get at the moment.
The busy's been?
Yeah, I've sorted them out. They've taken some of your clothes away.
God knows why.
Well, we've got set routines for these things. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Dad, I can't remember nothing about yesterday. I don't know where I went or what I did. What if I did do them, Ma'am? What if I did kill them?
Don't talk stupid. Of course you didn't do anything to them. You're not capable of hurting them.
I can't remember, can I? I mean, the police must think I've done something, otherwise they'd leave me alone.
They've got to do their job, lad. Eliminate you from the inquiries and all that. Look, you remember something like that if you were involved. Oh, God, lad. How can you climb all the way up and down a scaffolding tower and not remember it?
Suppose I did such a bad thing that I can't remember it. I've blocked it out my mind.
Hey, now don't. You'll drive yourself mad thinking things like that.
Well, maybe I am mad.
Now stop this, lad. There's been a terrible accident. An accident. It can't get worse than this is at the moment. It can only get better.
Look on the bright side, eh?
What I'm saying is, this'll soon be over. And you've got to think about what you're going to do in the future.
Dad, I know you mean well. Just leave me alone, eh? No one knows what I'm going through or what I... Just...
I know exactly how you feel, Jerry. 'Cause I've been there. I lost your mother 28 years and 4 months ago. There isn't a day goes by that I don't think about her.
I'm sorry, I never thought.
You were only a toddler. And not too young to understand. I'll never forget that night. I opened your bedroom door. And the light from the lantern shone right across your face. Apart from your mum, I never felt so close to anybody in all my life. I hugged you. And I hugged you until you went to sleep that night. You're too big to hug now. But you're still my little lad. And I feel for you. And I know how you feel. And I'm here.
Thanks, Dad.
All right, Barry. You took your time in the bathroom, didn't you, lad? But you've been flushed away.
Anything I can do, sir?
Not really, thanks.
Listen, I don't want to sound, you know, but, well, do you fancy going out? Breath of fresh air, change of scenery?
Not really.
Have you had anything to eat?
I don't want nothing. Look, you go out if you want to. I'll be all right.
No, I'll go out later or something, like. Look, Ted, do you want to talk about it? Do you want to make some arrangements or something? Is there anything at all I can do?
Just help me get rid of this terrible feeling of guilt. But no one can do that, can they? Because I'm going to have to live with that for the rest of my life.
Look, if you can't remember where you was, you know, you can always say you were with me. I mean, all you've got to do is find the story and stick to it.
Do you want to get it, or shall I? I think we know who it is.
I'll get it. Let's just make this as short and as painless as possible, eh?
I don't want blood on the carpet, Max.
Hi.
Hi.
Come in.
And why exactly have I been summoned here?
Oh, no, you haven't been summoned.
Depends on how you look at it, I suppose. I thought it was time we had a little chat, sorted out a few ground rules concerning Max.
You make me sound like an object passed from one to another. I think I'd like to say a few words here. Susanna is the mother of my first two children, and Patricia is the mother of my son, Thomas.
Is that it, Mike?
Didn't we know that already?
No, I just want us to discuss this in a rational, civilized manner and remember that children are involved.
Well, one of you just tell me why I'm here.
All right. I don't want Max seeing you without telling me, and I don't want you calling round here unless I'm in.
What Patricia means.
What Patricia means is exactly what Patricia says. I at least grant Susanna the intelligence to understand plain English.
Yes, but that might not always be practical, Patricia, that's all I'm saying.
She's saying she's afraid I might want you back.
Look, I really don't want to get into a slanging match with you, and I'm not interested in what you want or don't want. All I'm saying is that you're not welcome in this house when I'm not in, and I want Max to tell me when he's meeting you. Hardly unreasonable, I think.
Am I the only person you've banned from this house?
Please, let's not let this degenerate into something that we'll all regret.
If you hadn't been so devious in the first place, none of this would have been necessary.
Exactly, Max. Remember when we were married? If you hadn't been scuttling around, seeing her behind my back, lying to me and the children, making up elaborate stories to get away for long weekends, none of this would ever have happened.
All right, all right.
I don't mind you picking up the kids and dropping them off here. You can come into the house. I don't want Max's children thinking their mother and father can't have a friendly relationship. But from now on, I want everything to be above board. No more secret meetings. No more pretending to be Mrs. Farnham.
But I am Mrs. Farnham. I don't have to pretend.
But you're not his wife. I am.
But I had him first. And that's something you'll never be able to say. That's always going to be a little bit special.
Please, let's not be coarse now.
Oh, don't worry, Max. I'm not going to divulge any of our little secrets. Speaking of when we were married, of course. You must feel terribly insecure, Patricia.
Not at all. I feel very secure and very happy. And that's the way it's going to stay. I take it you know where you stand now.
I'll be seeing you, Max. The great advantage I'll always have is that I knew why he was attracted to me in the first place. And in hindsight, I know why he was attracted to you at a particular time when he was feeling vulnerable.
All right, Susanna, that's enough.
Shut up your moment. So you must be constantly worried that I might just choose to create the right conditions to unite my family again. And as you know, he's been unfaithful to one wife. What's to stop him being unfaithful to another?
I'm really not interested in what you think.
No. Are you not? Just think about this, Patricia. I could get him back any time I wanted. So don't ever feel too secure.
Can anyone inform me on the whereabouts of one Cyril Dixon?
Julia, I haven't got a clue. Honestly, Scout's honour. Come on, even you must know by now what he's like.
Oh, I know only too well what he's like. That's why I'm worried.
Well, do you want him for anything particular?
He's my fiancé. That's why I'm looking for him.
Julia, I only said, is there anything we could do in his place?
No. No, thanks. Only 'tis our engagement party next week. Oh, my goodness, if he lets me down, there'll be trouble.
Julia, I don't think even me dad would miss his own engagement party. He does know about it, doesn't he?
Of course he does.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. It's been a long time since my last confession. Years and years. In fact, I don't know what I'm doing here now because I don't know whether I believe in this anymore. I've not been to church for a while. Not since my brother's funeral. And I only went then because I was obliged to. But there's been a terrible thing happened. I'm sorry, it's a terrible thing. A mother and a child. They died. When they fell off a scaffolding tower. And I know who did it. I know who's responsible for their deaths. I don't know what to do about it, Father. I don't know what to do.
Contrite wrongdoers seek assistance from Mother Love in Forgive or Forget after the break on Living.